How about something different for a change? Like a film review. I've never done one before for two reasons. One, I don't think I do it very well, and two, I don't own that many films on DVD. Mostly enthusiast stuff, the odd Matrix film and a silly amount of Super Mario Bros. Cartoon DVDs. But a few novelties have somehow found their way into my collection, like Little Britain, which I despise, Too Legit, the MC Hammer story, which I bought for £2 at Blockbusters because I laughed so hard at the title, and Freddy Got Fingered, written by, directed by, and starring Tom Green. For those not familiar with Tom Green, he was behind a lot of awful, gross-out comedy in that tumultuous time in the late 90s, early noughties, where Tenacious D, pro wrestling, and Jackass were considered legitimate forms of entertainment.
Hail to the king, baby!
Just from the title and this cover alone, you know this one's gonna suck. So, here's hoping this video doesn't get taken down for copyright. Let's review Freddy Got Fingered.
The bananas! I know a banana! Apply for jobs, telephone repairman. Guy came and said, "You want a job here?" And he said, "Yeah, I want to get jobs, telephone repairman." He said, "You got the job! You got the job, buddy!"
Nope, can't do it. Can't do it. Sorry, folks. Alright, so Tom Green plays Gord, a 28-year-old brain-damaged, skateboarding amateur cartoonist who lives in his parents' basement and is hoping to finally strike it big with those dumb cartoons we saw.
I'm not going to Hollywood just to work in a cheese sandwich factory. I'm going to Hollywood to shop my drawings. I'm going to be a famous animator like Charles Schultz.
It's gonna be fine.
No, I'm going to be like Charles Schultz.
Yeah, what he said. Gord's dad, played by Rip Torn in what I'm sure is a career highlight, gives him a car. His brother Freddy, played by some guy, disapproves. Gord takes this opportunity to be an asshole for no reason.
But how come Gord gets a LeBaron and I don't?
It's because they love me more than they love you.
No, they don't.
Oh yeah, I only see one LeBaron, Freddy.
So Gord hits the road when suddenly he passes by some farmers and a horse. And time. 7 minutes, 56 seconds. That's how long it takes the film to get into its first Tom Green gross-out moment. Gord stops his car, gets out, runs over to the horse and grabs its giant horse penis and starts shaking it around, screaming, "Look at me, Daddy! I'm a farmer! I'm a farmer!" I'm not joking either. That is literally what happens. The film is rated 18, of course, but I'm pretty sure I'd get kicked off YouTube lickety-split if I actually showed it to you, so you're just going to have to use your imagination. Or don't. That's fine as well. Just don't. Gord arrives at his new job, putting cheese on production line sandwiches with a load of old women. But then he gets into some wacky antics, by which I mean he suddenly just hops onto the belt and starts acting like a fool. It's like he's putting a penis into that old woman's face. Comedy! During his lunch break, somehow having made it that long without being fired or euthanized, Gord heads to Radioactive Animation Studio to show off his cartoons to the man in charge. But first, he has to get through security.
Can I help you? Excuse me. Can I help you? Excuse me.
Oh, it's okay. I'm here with the bag.
The bag?
The bag for the eels.
What?
So the badger. For the badger. It's for the...
What?
It's for the shanshee.
What?
It's for the shanshee right there. It's for the shanshee. It's for...
Hey!
It's okay.
What are you talking about?
Japan.
Are you here for delivery?
Japan for.
Japan for?
Shanshee.
What?
Shanshee.
Ah, the time before 9/11. You know, if this film had been released just 5 months later, they could have just had the security guard pump Tom Green full of lead and the whole thing would be over with. And yes, I mean Tom Green, not Gordon. Then some woman stops him and he tries to talk his way through it by claiming the boss's wife is dead and... Wait, what? What happened on this shot? I'm no expert on cinematography, but that's not right. It happens again a little later on as well. Maybe this is some DVD issue or... Oh, who cares? Color correction problems are the least of your worries when you're watching a film like this.
You're a skinny loser!
don't call them.
So then Gord shows up in a legitimately amusing police outfit to show the boss his cartoons.
Listen, the drawings are pretty good, but it doesn't make any sense, okay? It's fucking stupid, okay? What you need here is elevation, okay? There actually has to be something that happens that's actually funny. What the fuck is happening here?
Well, obviously he blows him off, but he does tell him that...
You gotta figure these animals out. You gotta figure them out. You gotta get inside the animals.
And would you believe he just happens to pass a dead deer on his way home? So yeah, he skins the deer and frolics about wearing its bloody hide. I think maybe they had that guy say that things have to make sense to be funny just to spite the audience. Well, he's dead. Film's over, folks. See ya. He's not dead. He's not even injured. He just shrugs it off. He says...
I wasn't expecting that to happen.
And on the way back home, he passes by the horse again, but we're 18 minutes into this 83-minute film, and I've already lost the will to live twice. Let's just get this over with. Then some kid trips into his car for no reason, because crying bloody children is funny, according to Tom Green. There's a short scene during dinner, but it doesn't amount to anything. I'm not sure if it's even supposed to be funny, so who cares? Gord and his friend are apparently building a skate ramp because it's 2001 and skateboarding is still cool.
Hey, Gord! Can I play on your ramp tomorrow?
Sure, Andy. Anytime.
Your dad got, like, bowel problems?
Yeah, so then Tom Green gets his friend to try out their ramp and he breaks his leg, graphically of course, and Tom Green licks it. Well, this is already the worst thing ever created by a human and we're only a quarter of the way through. Buckle up. At the hospital, Gord finally meets someone as stupid as he is.
Oh, that's a neat trick you do that.
Yeah. Yeah, my record's 7 in a row.
Cool. Oh! Wow.
Yeah.
The hospital's always this fun?
No, sometimes people here die of cancer.
Cancer.
Yeah.
And she's in a wheelchair. I'm sure this won't result in hilarity later on. Seriously, it won't. So Gord visits his friend in the hospital and trips over a bunch of stuff. Then he shakes his supposed best friend's broken leg about, and a woman goes into labor, so these women pull out tambourines and Gord delivers the baby, but whoops, what about the umbilical cord? He bites through the umbilical cord with his teeth. Then he swings the baby around his head like that guy in Ye Are Kung Fu. Instead of going to prison, Gord heads to Betty, that is, the woman he met at the hospital's house. And she's a nymphomaniac who gets off on Gord hitting her in the legs with a stick.
It's my umbilical cord.
Didn't you ever have that, removed?
It's taped. It's just for fun. I taped it there for fun.
Alright, let's speed this up because this is actually hurting my brain to watch. Tom Green is taking too long in the shower. Rip Torn barges in and he's farting around in scuba gear. He puts his face in a toilet. Rip Torn calls him a retard.
You retard.
Rip Torn gets home from work and...
The backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I'm the backwards man. I can walk backwards fast as you can. I'm the backwards man. The backwards man. Backwards man. The backwards man. The backwards man. The backwards man.
He lies about getting a job and his dad gives him $100. Then he goes back to his girlfriend's house.
This is the second date that we haven't even gone out on yet, and if you do what you're planning on doing, then you'll have sucked 200% more times than we've gone out on dates. And I just think that if we went out on at least one date, and you didn't do any sucking right now, that'd make the whole sucking to date ratio far more balanced, you know?
Yeah, okay. Let's go out then.
Good.
All right, Mr. Green, I'm game. Let's see Gord and Betty on their date. Whoa, his parents are out on a date as well. And it's that random kid who's been in like one scene before's birthday. And, was that whole thing with the backwards man just a ploy to get a suit from his dad so he could take his girlfriend out on a date? And he's set up a tape recorder with the sound of a phone ringing so he can pretend to answer a business call? Also, that phone is hilariously outdated, even by 2001 standards.
What the fuck is going on, Gord? Wired you at your new job. He's pretending to have a cell phone. He's an unemployed loser living in my basement.
Hey, Dad, just shut up, okay? Just shut up!
You're telling me to shut up? How would Mr.
Why is he shouting, Daddy?
Like a spanking?
Can we get the check over here?
A real joke. An actual, funny joke. Only took us 42 minutes. Now, let's watch Tom Green act like a fool and ruin everything. Yep, there it is. Oh well, it was good while it lasted. Actually, there's another good line here. When it all starts to kick off, this waiter says,
"This is a fancy restaurant!"
Of course, Tom Green ruins it by repeating it loudly over and over again, but it's not bad. Thankfully, the police put an end to the scene. Betty bails Gord out of prison.
Oh, my ear popped. My ear just popped.
I think I heard it.
When I laughed, my ear popped.
What? What was that, an outtake? His ear popped? His ear popped! Oh! Just never mind.
This is kind of funny, Gord.
Yeah?
Well, yeah, maybe you can't see it because he's your dad, but he's a character, your dad.
Yeah, you can see how this film is going to end already, can't you? Well, we're only 45 minutes in, so hold that thought.
I'm being creative? Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have some work to do. Daddy, would you like some sausage? Daddy, would you like some sausages?
So then, Rip Torn wrecks that skate ramp thing with his car. Then they go to family counselling. Rip Torn calls Tom Green a loser and a disgrace and a no-good shock comedian who was never funny at all and all that stuff we've come to accept as truth over the course of the film. Tom Green's rebuttal?
Well, at least I don't touch Freddy.
Hey, what?
Excuse me?
Yeah, he touches my little brother. He takes him down behind the furnace and he touches him in his pants.
See the insanity I have to put up with here?
He's embarrassed. He touches my little brother. He fingers him.
You're a goddamn liar!
Yep, that's the joke that gave the film its title. Also, Tom Green says that he's a child molester, but Freddy later says that he's 25 years old, but I guess it could have been like a long-standing thing, and oh, I just put more thought into Freddy got fingered than the entire production crew. But whatever, the police show up and take Freddy away. Then Rip Torn comes into Tom Green's room, presumably drunk, to tear up his drawings.
Fuck you, Dad.
Like me?
Yeah, fuck you.
Come on, Gord. That's over here. Fuck me. Just stick it right in there. I've never been so ashamed of anything in my life.
That sequence of events leads Gord, to give up on his dream and yell at his girlfriend for not giving up on hers, to build a rocket-powered wheelchair. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but who cares?
Stop trying to act so grown up.
I think I better run along, Wally. I won't be around. Father won't be yelling about shaving.
Is there a problem?
Yeah, moron. I ordered a cheese sandwich and there's hardly any cheese in here.
That's no good, is it? Here, give me your sandwich. I will fix it for you. We can't have people complaining that there's not enough cheese in the cheese sandwiches now, can we? I mean, if there's no cheese in a cheese sandwich, it's basically just 2 slices of bread. If word of that were to get out, well, I could lose my job. I could lose all of this!
Another actual joke. Not bad. Time to run it into the ground?
And we wouldn't want that now, would we? Would we? Would we? Ah!
What the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Oh, you could stick it in your bum bum.
Wow, I'm actually surprised. Nice job, Tom Green. In 57 minutes of screen time, you have made 1 funny scene. So then Gord's mum leaves his dad over the whole contrivance, and that guy throws a baseball at that kid and bloodies up his mouth, just in case you hadn't yet had your fill of crying, injured children. But it turns out that Betty did manage to get her rocket-powered wheelchair working. This convinces Gord to leave his job and reach for his dream once again. His dad disapproves, of course, showing up to Gord's friend's job and busting his broken leg up. And, of course, his new idea is for a family of zebra centaurs based on his actual family. The big boss guy isn't convinced about the supposedly unrealistic father character, just go with it, but then Rip Torn shows up, some stuff happens, and Gord gets $1 million for his cartoon. Then we see a little bit of the actual cartoon, I guess. It sucks, obviously. So Gord speeds back home with a shark on his car for whatever reason. He cashes in his check and generally acts like a buffoon. Then he gets a helicopter and flies over to Betty's house. On the roof, he gives Betty a load of jewels.
They're jewels, Betty. They're jewels.
Gord, I don't care about jewels. I just wanna suck your cock.
Oh, never mind. The film's almost over. Then Gord uses some Splinter Cell gear to break into his dad's house. There's a half-decent audio joke here with the window glass breaking. I think this is supposed to take place in total darkness, since Rip Torn acts like he can't see anyone, but the scene is well lit and it just looks dumb. Anyway, he knocks him out with a tranquilizer dart. Then he spends the rest of his money to hire some builders. 1 week later, Rip Torn wakes up to find the water is off and his beard has grown.
Surprise, Daddy! We're in Pakistan! I thought we could go sew some soccer balls together!
Pakistan?
This is a callback to a single line that Rip Torn said earlier in the movie, so I hope you were paying attention or else this won't make any sense. Rip Torn chases Tom Green around the place until Tom stumbles upon an elephant. And he immediately grabs its giant penis. And then he... oh my... and... then he shakes the penis around. Oh my god. And he jizzes all over Rip Torn. The elephant kicks Gord in the head, and the two of them share an emotional moment lying on the floor covered in elephant semen.
Look, I know we've had our differences. You and I never really see eye to eye, but I learned something.
I can see that.
No, not just how to whack off an elephant. I learned to believe in myself. And I'm sorry if you're ashamed of me sometimes because I do things a little differently, but I got that from you. Because you always do things your own way, no matter what other people think. Maybe I needed to do the same. I know I'll never be the man you want me to be, but I'm your son. And I want you to be proud.
Son, you did it. I am proud of you.
Then the two of them get captured and, wow, a Shaq cameo. See, earlier Gord was talking to his mother about how... ugh, who cares? The film is essentially over. Gord and his dad return to the USA and that sign sums up the whole thing. But of course we have one last moment with that kid where he runs into the propellers of an airplane. There's some ridiculously stupid dubbing where the kid says, "I'm okay," like these people didn't just get showered in his blood. Also, for some strange reason, the real Slim Shady plays over the 4-minute long credits, alongside what I guess are outtakes, including a scene where Tom Green drinks milk from a cow's udder, which actually appears on the back of the DVD case. Whew! We did it! We did it! We sat through the entirety of Freddy Got Fingered. Whew! Wow! Does this film suck? It's annoying, it's stupid, it's not funny, it's one of the worst films I've ever seen. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen. But it's not all bad. Oh wait, yeah it is.